Hey, church. Prophet Chad. You know, I got this scar on my wrist. And I remember exactly where it come from, how I got it, what it felt like. I broke my wrist and my bone come through my skin. Like I said, I remember. But you want to know something? Now it's just a scar. Now it's just a memory. I still remember. But the pain that I felt when that happened is gone. After it healed, I went right back to playing sports the same as I always had. I didn't let it stop me. I didn't let it deter me from doing the things that I like to do. Why do I bring this up? Because I see so many places, so many people struggling with hurts. Not of the physical nature, like my wrist and others that I've had over the years, but of the emotional type. And here's the thing. If I cut my arm real bad, and it probably needs stitches, and I just walk around just letting it bleed, letting it be exposed to the open air, not doing anything to stop the bleeding, to aid in the healing. It needs to be bandaged up. It needs to be medicated. It needs to be taken care of properly, right? Physically, we know this. No one's going to walk around with an open wound. They're going to bandage that thing up. They're going to protect it. And they're going to do what they got to do to let it heal. So if you're smart enough to do that physically, then why do so many people lack the intelligence to do that emotionally? Yeah, I said that directly because if you weren't paying attention, maybe you are now. Because there's a lot of people walking around with emotional wounds that have never been bandaged, they've never been healed, they've never done anything to try to aid in the healing of that. There is scripture after scripture after scripture after scripture I could point out that talks about this very thing. So this isn't just Chad talking off the top of his head. These are things that I have been through myself that the Lord has helped me deal with, because I used to be one of those people walking around with open wounds. And it just causes you problems everywhere. It hinders performance. It hinders ability. It hinders perspective. It hinders everything when you're hurt, physically or emotionally. Church, you got to bandage those emotional wounds up and let them heal. You can't live in the wound. And that's what so many people do. They live in the wound. What are you doing living in the wound? You're taking that hurt with you everywhere you go, and you're making everybody else deal with your hurt. Why? Because you don't take the time to bandage it up. You won't let anybody you know help you bandage it up. You want to talk about it. You want everybody to feel sorry for you about it. You want to get pity for it. You want to get attention for it. But you want to do everything except get it bandaged up so it can heal. It's time for people to heal. It's time for those wounds to be bandaged up and healed. So like my scar, they become nothing more than a memory. Because believe me, well, I tell you, church, it can get to the point to where no matter how bad of a hurt it is, no matter how bad of a wound it is emotionally, it can heal. And it can get to the point to where it's nothing but a memory. You've got people in your lives that God's given you to help you through this process. It's not something you're meant to do alone. Did you hear me? God's given you people in your lives to help you bandage and heal up these emotional wounds, because you weren't meant to take care of them alone. That's the one most important thing people need to understand. Yeah? Yeah. Love you all.